What tip traditions mean to me is something that makes tip, because otherwise this is just a place to go to class that we paid a lot of money for.
Tip traditions mean currently nothing to me.
Tip traditions, I guess, like I said, the one tradition that's a constant is tipsters will always be upset, but they'll still always have a great time. For the most part, they're still pretty much the same.
Tip traditions are important for everybody to have. No matter what they are, they can change, become new. You can make your own tip traditions if you want, but I think keeping things that were in the past can sometimes also be important because it connects you to past tipsters.
Traditions add to the meaning of tip by giving another dimension to what we're doing here, because the impacts of our specific term will go on to affect future terms.
As someone who, this is their first year, traditions made it seem like this was already the sort of family thing that anyone could be involved in.
Yeah, I had the watercolors disc whenever I was a tipster, my fourth year. I was the last year that watercolors has won, and while I was a tip, it was incredibly important for me just because I thought that I was kind of like living on this legacy of people behind me.
I have the pink stilettos relic, and it's supposed to mean tip spirit, but it also goes along with having to be able to kind of guide the other campers in a lot of other activities, such as Dr. Doctor.
Coming in as a second year, I thought fourth years were so cool. I looked forward to a lot of the traditions, and a lot of the things that are just fourth year only, and honestly the bonding, because all the fourth years looked so close.
I think my fourth year will be something along the lines of a really bittersweet thing, because I already love tip as it is, and I'm a second year.
I think throughout all 4 years of tip for us, we've been with each other every step of the way, and we see each other throughout the year occasionally. And I just think that there's some things that you'll leave at tip, but there's some things that no matter how hard you try to get rid of them, they'll always come back. And I think that you and our friendship and lots of friendships at tip are a good example of that.
Hopefully my fourth year will be something that I'll always carry with me, that I'll be able to look back on. Fourth years in my class, like Anna, Sophie, Rachel, like they just encourage me to be a better person and to be a light every day. I want to come back to tip so I can meet more people like that, and so I can be like that to other people.
How has tip changed since I was a tipster? It's changed. A lot of the rules have changed, as you know, but I wouldn't necessarily say it was for the worst. There are some constants still.
Tip has definitely changed, but I don't think it's at its core has changed a considerable amount. There are obviously different and new rules that have been implemented. There are different maybe levels of enforcement. Some things have become more relaxed, some things have become more strict in certain aspects. But I think at its core, tip is the same thing that it was when I was a tipster.
What we've seen change within ourselves and with tip in general has made us closer.
Yeah.
Every change, every conversation. I get a little more open and we get a lot closer.
The best part of tip is the people. Without the people, this camp would be nothing. You can take away as many traditions as you want, but the people are what make tip tip.
The best part of tip, as much as I complain about them, is definitely the tipsters. I know I put on this act that I don't like them, but you know, they're good kids. They're the reason I come back every year.
For me, I guess the best part is Working for TIP, I love watching the kids find a place where they can be themselves, not feel judged or unwanted, because I know when I was at TIP, I was the weird person in school and I didn't have a lot of friends, and so then when I came here, it was a place where I felt safe, where I felt at home, and so I love seeing that, and I love watching the kids find that here.
The best part of TIP to me is probably the environment and the ability to be in a safe space where you're not with people from your hometown or from where you live that don't necessarily accept you or understand you the way that people at TIP do.
I would say the main thing about TIP is you just need to live in the experience of TIP.
I would like to tell upcoming third and fourth years to utilize the time that you have, because it'll go a lot faster than you think it will, but to also realize that there is life beyond TIP and that the friendships you've made will never end, they'll never go away.
TIP doesn't end at the end of 3 weeks. You still keep up with everyone. You know, there's a great thing, the internet keeps everyone together, and just applying what you learn here inside and outside of the classroom to like the real world.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.